Adult Swim has a crazy gem on their hands right now. I remember when I got my first look at this show and I saw, this is gonna be pretty fun with these two FBI agents like seemingly having fun over doing stupid shit and then them being talked about by their superior. And I didn't have any idea what the show, technically speaking, was gonna be about.
I have one free team, Capano and Harrington.
Great. Are they any good?
Jump in the line, rock your body on time.
Yeah, Capano and Harrington. Yeah, they're good. Capano and Harrington are good.
But I know it was something I want to give a chance, and oh my goodness, I was not ready for what this show really was. Like, comment, subscribe, and help. And maybe for like, I should have had a little bit of a guess of what the show was based on the title of the show, Common Side Effects, but I was not ready at all. But before I actually tell you what all this is about, let me at least get into the story of things. So the story first starts out with a man named Marshall. Now Marshall's in the jungle and he's looking for seemingly a mushroom, a blue mushroom that is out there in the world. And he's been to so many locations prior that he's like, does this even actually exist? But he goes to this rainforest-esque situation and he finds the mushroom, but with a lot of turtles next to it. We then hard cut to Marshall attempting to tell the truth to the people at a convention about this pharmaceutical company that is burning down plants that are millions of years old and are very helpful for today's modern age and also hurting indigenous communities at the same time. But as you can all tell already, he's getting rushed off the stage for what he's saying. But as all of this is happening, some woman is watching him from afar and realizing that they went to high school together. A woman by the name of Frances actually approaches to Marshall and they start to catch up. And as this is happening, two FBI agents are now assigned to look at Marshall and make sure he's put in a jail cell for what he's doing. And it is also found out that Marshall has found the cure-all mushroom for any disease. With this show piquing my interest on a whole bunch of levels, right? Because I feel like it asks me the question of what would I do if I had a magic cure-all mushroom, and it's almost a similar akin to the show Carol and the End of the World, so that asks you that question too of like, what would you do if the world was gonna end and how would you go about that? And having these shows being a little too real in tone and concept and even just the way that they speak to each other, it's very, 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 very human. So much so to the point of me like kind of side-eyeing like, yeah, this is kind of how things would go if either the world would end or if a magic cure mushroom would, you know, make an appearance in the world.
And now he's dead.
He is? Oh my God.
Well, I assume he is.
One of the first characters I really want to talk about is just the main character himself, Marshall. Marshall is one of those people that is too kind for this world. He's too nice, too caring, too hopeful, and wants to make too big of a change on this world to impact. It feels like he's trying to run a Mission Impossible task on the world that will not let him do what he wants to do. Saving and shaping the world into the dreamland that he wants it to be. Marshall is an overly nice and caring person. He's a person that can't stand to see someone in pain. He's a person that can't stand to see someone that is hurt or dying or is about to die. He wants to attempt to save them if he knows he can do it. Even when he knows that he really shouldn't and it could backfire onto himself, he's just that caring and nice. From strangers that he passes on his journey that might be dying or injured to people that is his family members that he genuinely wants them to feel good or better about themselves even though the truth might be completely different. Or potential that he could see in that person, like for example one of his family members, which is Zane, which is his half brother, and it's sort of kind of a drug addict, but in the same breath he's also like a person that takes care of animals, and he has this ability of doing a crazy thing of being able to take care of any animal and just treating their illness. From the small interaction that they have, it seems like it's just sort of a song and dance of a conversation that they've had multiple times, and sort of how they interact with each other. Like for example of how Zane sort of says, oh, was I a good brother, or was I like kind of like at least decent half good step brother? And Marshall just responds with It's like, it's manipulative. It's like he's trying to get something maybe out of Marshall, and Marshall just understands of like, yeah, this is just the song and dance that we kind of have to do. He just pays him the money for helping save his turtle, and they just move on. And it feels like Marshall can really just go to any other location or place, but he chooses to go help support his brother. That is seemingly not having a lot of business. The next character I want to talk about is Frances and the lie of the daily life. It feels like with Frances that she's kind of just living a lie, whether it be in the terms of her being unhappy in a relationship that she clearly does not want to be in, or her having a boss that she literally believes is an idiot and doesn't want to follow any of his decisions because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a puppet. With those two things being left in her, making her feel like she doesn't have a voice and it's not really important, but the reality is she does have a voice. She just has to speak up and want to have this change. She has to enforce it herself. This happens when she talks back to her boss boss. She's like, hey, you're gonna listen to me. This is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what you're gonna give me, because I'm going to save this company and save your job. And then the same thing happens to her boyfriend when they're about to kind of get married or engaged, and she's like, no, this is not what I want whatsoever. You're not good for me. You're not even up to my standards. I should be with someone that I actually care about and love. One of the positives I really wanted to talk about this show is how it doesn't feel like I'm on a rail track like certain other games. That's Telltale Game Season 2. I'm not gonna say no names whatsoever, but the show itself doesn't feel like I'm on a rail track. It makes me feel like we are all doing these set events and they're happening for a reason, and we get to the next event, we get to the next action, we get to the next character dialogue that's supposed to happen. It all feels like it seemingly goes together very well. And when you combine it with the comedy, how can I not highly suggest this show? With such an interesting and real subject, I'm borderline surprised this show even got kind of greenlit, and they said, you know what, let's give this a chance. The last thing I will say and admit, I am holding off a bit on this show right now when it comes to this video, because I really want to finish the show and get out all my thoughts on all these characters and kind of just express how I really feel about everything. But I definitely wanted to just give a bit of a taste and sort of just a bit of a, hey, go out and watch it and then sort of come back type of video, because more people have to start talking about this show, and it makes me really want to make more videos on it the more I watch it. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.